This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi, and my guest today is Britt Block. Britt is a local artist and appearing for the first time on the Art Harvest Studio Tour.
Glad to be here.
I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited about this.
Yeah, me too.
You know, there's so many new artists this year on the tour.
Yeah.
I think there's at least 12.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, something like that. So, well, let's talk about what made you decide to dive in and take the plunge this year.
Well, no COVID, first of all, like we're sort of over the hump with it. It just felt right, like I had enough work here. I know enough people that I'm feeling a little more relaxed in the community, and so it's just time.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
And you brought a piece in with you today, which is really, really beautiful. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, the piece is called Finding Light.
Mm-hmm.
It's my work is soft pastel on sanded paper, and this painting, the perspective that I take in a lot of my paintings is what a bee sees. So if you think about the size of this painting, which you can see is it's almost 32 inches tall.
I like the size.
Yeah. This is actually an Asian pear blossom, which
Okay.
is that big, little tiny
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
right? But for a bee, it's everything.
I have Asian pears in my backyard.
They're beautiful.
Oh, I
aren't
know,
they?
they're really pretty, yeah.
Yeah. So this one morning, I was looking out in my backyard, and the Asian pear was coming, and the sun was rising, and a shaft of light just was hitting those beautiful white blossoms. And I went out and took a picture, and when I take a photo reference, especially in this series, I just get right up in there like a bee would. You know, so everything's magnified, and I get as close as I can, and then I translate the photo into the painting. So this is not exactly the photo because there's some interpretive work that happens in between, but it's pretty close.
So do you do mostly flowers, landscape type things, or?
Well, I've been through, I sort of go through series.
Okay.
Like the first series that I did was called A Year at Grenfell Park. So I went down to Ed Grenfell Park, one painting a month. I just would take pictures and have different, one painting for every season. Or not every season, every month. And you could see all the seasons turn as you go. So that was sort of what I was doing. And then this series started with the flowers, and I really have gone pretty deeply into the flowers for a while now. This is I
love it.
Yeah, 21 maybe. I started 22.
Okay.
I started these. So yeah, and there's a lot of them. One of them is the like the photo cover for the Art About Agriculture tour.
Oh,
if you look at that, then it's a huge apple blossom. It's bigger than this. Like
Is it?
a lot of people who do pastels, usually they're smaller. So this is kind of like gigantic for the genre. But yeah, I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful, and I think, pastels, you have do you do that out plein air?
No.
So you
no.
just do the
Yeah.
photo references, and then you bring it back to the studio.
Yes, I call it capturing moments in the wild.
Okay,
So
I
I
love
go
it.
out and I capture a moment, and I bring it back to the studio.
In the
and
wilds of your backyard.
Yes, or in nature,
Right.
in the real place.
Sure.
And that comes about as part of my life. So it's got to be the picture has to come as a natural outflow of what I see, how I'm living. It's just needs to be integrated in that way. And then I actually use a grid. I take the photo reference and I print it out and I cut it up into tiny 1 inch squares. And then I mostly do it like one square at a time. It's kind of done.
You know what? Years ago, this makes me think of it. Years ago, I took a class at Chemeketa.
Yeah.
And Pat Barrett taught it. I don't know if you even know who he is, but he did teach us that grid method
It's fantastic.
to blow something up.
Yep.
no artist, my friend.
Yeah.
But I do remember the grid method, and I thought that was kind of a fascinating way because you can take this little thing and then you just kind of expand it.
Exactly, and
I love
everything's
it.
in proportion.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay,
It's a real strong drawing tool, no matter what you're doing with drawing. And I like it gives it a little touch of like photorealism to the painting, but at the same time, it still has some impressionistic quality. I think
it really does. It kind of makes me think of, when you take a picture like in portrait mode, how you get really up there and then it comes up and then the back kind of fades out. And
Yes.
You feel so artsy fartsy. I love it like that, though. So this is pretty representative of a lot of your style.
This is the recent pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of landscapes, and like at the Open Studios, I'm going to have a lot of the Grenfell Park series or landscape series there. Some of the flowers will be available.
Now, do you do everything as originals, or do you do prints as well, or how do you do that?
I have cards, and there's a couple of odd prints that I have for various reasons, but I'm not doing prints.
Okay.
They're not good enough. It's like they're not good enough and they're not bad enough.
Well,
I don't know. I'm making
No, I get it, but
I'm
it's
making hoodies out of my paintings is what I'm doing actually.
What are you doing?
Making hoodies, making clothing out of the prints from my paintings, which I love like none other.
So like this thing on the back of a hoodie.
Yes. I have one like that.
Oh, how fun!
It's crazy. It's called queenbeehoodies.com. So
okay,
anyway,
and so then you'll have those for sale on the tour?
Yeah, sure.
Or
absolutely.
an order form if you don't have the right color and size combo or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, and where will you
be? And bags too.
Oh, bags.
Yeah. Got to do the bags.
You got to do the bags.
But and I also do cards, right? So that's a print. That's a nice print. Like one of the really neat things is having the whole year of Grenfell Park. Like having the whole series together. So that's what I do in terms of reproduction.
Okay.
And then the real paintings.
And now, where will you be showing your work?
In my studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we probably should just do this for the people that are just tuning in the first 2 weeks of October.
Right.
And tickets are available. I mean, the buttons are available anywhere and on the tour, obviously. And I think they usually sell them like Oregon Stationers and places like that.
Yeah, there's places downtown, and actually you could also just go to somebody's studio and start there. All the artists have
and it's
buttons.
online.
Yeah,
artharveststudiotour.org.
And there's going to be a great big show of all the artists in down off of 3rd Street, and everybody will have work, and so you can go look and see. Oh, I want to go see that artist, and I want to go see this artist.
They're going to do it here this year because they usually do it in Newburgh at the
not at the Shalem Center. It's going to be here this year.
Interesting.
So
okay.
At least for all the McMinnville artists.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good news. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit more about that as we go on. But I know if people go to the site, they can easily see all the artists, and then there's links to all the artists' work. And one of the things I love that you guys are doing this year is Instagram.
Yes.
I'm really seeing all the Instagram, the Art Harvest Studio Tour.
Yes.
And then each day or week or whatever, there's a featured artist with a link, and I think that's a great promotion.
It's fabulous. It's so much fun to see, and it gives me a chance to see my fellow artists who are on the tour as well. It's great.
I think that's always one of the things for all of you is you can go to the meetings, and you can get to know everybody, and you can talk about your committee assignments, but in terms of actually getting to see each other's work, sometimes that's not as easy to do.
Well, you can because we're all open at our studios at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Now, will you be open in the week in between? Are you one of the people that will keep an open studio?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think I'm experienced enough at the studio tour. I want to just have the experience. This is my first year, so I just want to have the experience. 2 weekends, see how it goes. And
although I will say that with your background, you're kind of it's a no-brainer for you because didn't you tell me that you were a high school drama teacher?
Theater, yeah.
Okay, so and the people that come through are the school kids.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing the mentorship thing. It's wonderful. That's so great. Yeah.
So tell me about like when you were in theater. What did you love the most?
Oh, I love theater. I'm a director. I love directing plays, and as I was saying before, it's a lot like painting. Directing is because you get to, but it's sort of an alive painting. because it only exists in
like
time.
composing the whole moving canvas.
Yes, the moving canvas,
and
the living canvas.
And every night is different.
Every night is different, every moment's different, but you're sort of creating a field where this thing can come to life. And then it only exists in people's memories, which is different than painting, which can exist in the world for a while. But what I love about it, for me, there's no better sound in the world than being in a room full of 200 people all laughing.
Yeah.
Just everybody laughing.
Yeah.
Hilariously at the same thing.
And especially, I would think, as a high school drama director, you really have the opportunity to be a huge impact in whether these kids decide they want to go on and study this in college or
doesn't matter.
Drop out and go to LA and think they're going to get rich, any minute now, or whatever it's going to be. But I mean, that nurturing impact.
You really create a certain kind of a home for students for the 4 years that they're with you.
Yeah, that's so, I mean, I think that's great. I love it. I know what I was going to ask you. Have you gotten involved at all with gallery theater?
Yes, I directed a one act there last year, and so I'm hoping to become part of their sort of stable of directors. And
I'm sure you will.
Maybe do a play now and then with them.
Yeah.
What's great group.
What's your favorite play, if you have a dream play that you'd love to produce now that you've got, multi-gin to work with?
Oh, I would say that the low-hanging fruit is sort of any farce. I just love farces. I'm a fan of farces, and the more difficult, I'm not going to be able to do it until I really know people and can really find the right group. I would love to do a Chekhov play with the right people of the right generation, because it's one of those things that's really special about his work is that there's all the generations there in the room. So,
interesting. Okay, so let's talk about what are your summer plans besides frantically do you say painting with pastel?
Yeah, you do say painting.
Or drawing? Or,
yeah, you say painting. It's
or pastelling.
Making art.
Right.
Yeah. So this summer, I'm actually slowly but surely getting ready for the studio tour, and I don't know. That's really it. The bliss of retirement is not having a mandate to make plans in order to have a good life. So
you just gotta chill and let each day speak to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong meditator, and so
are you?
Taking things one day at a time. It's my jam.
I love that.
Great.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then once again, so Britt Block,
yes.
Art Harvest Studio Tour newbie, but definitely not new to the art world.
Not new.
So you've been doing this since you said kind of the 90s?
Well, I've been painting and showing since the 90s. Yeah, painting and showing since the 90s. But it's always been something that was important to me to express visually. I every now and then, all throughout my life. So.
Like making little handmade Christmas cards and things like that when you were a kid or something like that?
Well, yeah, maybe deeper than that, I'd say. Yeah, deeper than that. It would just come out every now and then I have to draw this. I have to draw this. I didn't know why, but I have to do this.
I love it.
Yeah, but I'm not somebody who thinks of myself as being able to draw. So it's been a big lesson to be able to empower myself to do that.
To just cut that little thing in your mind that says I can't really do this.
Yeah, we all have it, don't we? The fourth grade, third grade art wound that says, "Oh, I can't draw."
Gosh, totally. Yes.
That's
one.
The one.
With that mean old teacher.
Whatever, even if they were nice, then they just said, "Oh, honey."
Right.
Whatever.
Why don't you go make some brownies?
But or you just come to terms with your own limitations.
Yes.
And the fact is that the drawing is enough of a skill that you can learn just by repeating it if you're interested. Yeah. And I'm here to witness that.
So you're mostly self-taught?
Yeah, I mean I do have an MFA.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
It's not entirely self-taught, but I had a 12-year mentorship with a painter that I really loved. So, yeah.
I love that. Well, I'm really glad to get to know you and very much looking forward to seeing you on the tour.
Thank you so much. It's been delightful talking to you.
Thank you, Britt.
Yes, thank you.